यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदना ब्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Prabhupada Nita Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Evam Vishnupad Paramam Saparivrajakachaри Ashtottara Shata Srimati Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai एवं विष्णुपाद परमं सपरिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नामाचार्य नरदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन धाम की जय ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगा मई की यमुना मई की जय भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मई की जय श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtapraye Sabhadresu नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठुकी. Today we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 23rd, the entitled Maharaj Prithu Going Back Home. Text number 37. मुक्तान्या संगो भगवती मुक्तान्या संगो भगवती अमलां भक्तिमुद्वहम् अमलां भक्तिमुद्वहान् वैन्यस्य चरितं पुण्यं वैन्यस्य चरितं पुण्यं शृणुयात् श्रावयेत् पतेत् शृणुयात् श्रावयेत् पतेत्. श्री श्री गौरनिताय की जय. श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय. श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मय की जय. मुक्तान्य संगो भगवती अमलां भक्तिमुद्वहान् वैन्यस्य चरितं पुण्यं शृणुयात् श्रावयेत् पतेत्. मुक्तान्य संगो भगवती अमलं भक्तिमुद्वहान् वैन्यस्य चरितं पुण्यं शृणुयात् श्रावयेत् पतेत्. मुक्तान्य संगो भगवती अमलां भक्तिमुद्वहान् वैन्यस्य चरितं पुण्यं शृणुयात् श्रावयेत् पतेत्. मुक्तान्य संगो भगवती अमलां भक्तिमुद्वहान् वैन्यस्य चरितं पुण्यं शृणुयात् श्रावयेत् पतेत्. मुक्तान्य संगो भगवती अमलां भक्तिमुद्वहान् वैन्यस्य चरितं पुण्यं शृणुयात् चरितं पतेत्. मुक्तान्य संगो भगवती नाम भक्तिमुद्वहान् वैन्यस्य चरितं पुण्यं शृणुयात् श्रावयेत् पतेत्. Word to word meaning: muktanya sangaha, being freed from all material contamination. Bhagavati, unto the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Amalam, unalloyed. Bhaktim, devotional service. Udvahan, carrying out. Vainyasya, of the son of Maharaj Vena. Charitam, character. Punyam, pious. Sunyad, must hear. Sravayet, must induce others to hear. Patet, and go on reading. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: a pure devotee who is executing the different process of devotion service may be situated in the transcendental position, being completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness. But even he, while discharging devotion service, must hear, read, and induce others to hear about the character and life of Prithu Maharaj. Please repeat after me. A pure devotee who is executing the different process of devotion service may be situated in the transcendental position, being completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness. But even he, while discharging devotion service, must hear, read, and induce others to hear about the character and life of Prithumaras purport. There is a type of neophyte devotee who is very anxious to hear about the pastimes of the Lord, especially the Rasalila chapters in Srimad Bhagavatam. Such a devotee should know by these instructions that the pastimes of Prithu Maharaj are non different from the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. An ideal king, Prithu Maharaj, exhibited all talents in showing how to rule the citizens, how to educate them, how to develop the state economically, how to fight enemies, how to perform great sacrifices, yajnas, etc. Thus, it is recommended for the sages or the neophyte devotees to hear, chant, and get others to hear about the activities of Prithu Maharaj, even though one may think himself to be in the transcendental position of advanced devotional service. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपगदाम्यहं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। I seek the blessings of all the senior devotees. There are so many instructions in this chapter. Prithumaharaj is going back home. Very wonderful principles for all the devotees, either neophyte or madhyamadhikari or uttamadhikari. There is wonderful principles it is here. So how a neophyte devotee should not jump to discuss the pastimes of Rasa Leela. That is Prabhupada is explaining. Why? Because pure devotees, they are not discussing. They are discussing about um, um, from the very basic philosophy that Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, not that Rasa Leela and great personalities and that is because here Prithu Maharaj is setting example that how he is, even though he is a king, ideal king, but he is taking about the citizens and is thinking about the economic development and is doing some sacrifices. All these things is because king has to do this, all these things. So even though he is a Sakyavas Avatara, but he is also how to rule the king, all these things is he is thinking, he is executing. Means that we should take lessons from that. Means pure devotee, for him, there is no need to follow all the rules and regulations. In any stage of life, one must follow the rules and regulations. That is must. Pure devotee, because he is follow rules and regulations for the only pleasure of Krishna, pleasing to pleasure of Krishna, and to set the example to others. But whereas the Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, but they have to follow the rules and regulations for their own purification. So that is the difference. How pure devotee actually is executing all the duties um, to set the examples others. So that is why you see that the great personalities also, even Lord Ramachandra also, he came, but he came, but he executed all the duties. How should tolerate in all the difficulties, even though he's a Lord, Supreme Personality of the Godhead. But when such a difficulties will come, how to we have to tolerate and how to love the inhabitants of the kingdom, and as a son, as a husband and a king, he has set all the examples. So that is what means the great personalities, they come to set the examples to the common people so that they can practice the devotion service. So that is what means, even though they are in transcendental situated, but still they'll exhibit all the duties, so that others can follow easily. That is why even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also came. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the supreme personality of the Godhead, but he came as a devotee form, and he introduced the chanting Hare Krishna mantra, the Kali Yuga Maha Mantra. He did not discuss much philosophy to everybody. Only a few, Sanatana Goswami and Sarvam Bhattacharya and Prakasana Saraswati, that very few. But he, most of the time, he gave the holy name to everybody, to common people. That is what um, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approached the spiritual master told, you cannot understand the Vedas, you just chant Hare Krishna mantra. And the same thing when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Ramananda Rai, Ramananda Rai gave so many questions, but he rejected all these things. Only that Sthani Sthitigatam Tanuman Manobi. One should hear and chant wherever he is. So this is examples for us to how to execute the devotion services, not to jump the very great pastimes about Supreme Person of the Godhead, like Rasa Leela, all these things. So that's why Prabhupada is giving caution for the neophyte. Most of the time, neophytes, they are actually, it is not neophytes, even Sahajas sometimes actually, because they did not understand what is devotion service, they will discuss only the Rasa Leela and all the pastimes stories. That is why in Vrindavan, no, why people are so much attracted to the Katha, even though they are 7 days, 10 days Kathas is there, because all the Babas and they're all only discuss this Rasa Leela most of the time in Vrindavan, no. So people are attracted for, because they add some masalas. They tell some such a way stories. Naturally, people comes and sit and hear. They are not Nityam Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is not going on, because Nityam Prabhupada told Bhagavatam itself is Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. To purify ourselves, the conditions say every day one should hear the Srimad Bhagavatam. Not occasionally, sometimes, because the conditioned soul is so much contamination. By hearing the narration of the Supreme Person of the Godhead, slowly we will purify ourselves. Then we will understand the great pastimes of Rasa Leela, everything actually. Otherwise, that's a Prabhupada told, no, neophyte should not read that 10th canto directly, should not jump to 10th canto. First, you should read Bhagavad Gita. That is basic. Then after that, you just read Bhagavatam. In Bhagavatam also, first canto, second canto, because this is the lotus feet of the Supreme Person of the Godhead. This is the first one. Then slowly, one by one, the second canto, third canto, fourth canto, it will goes to the lotus face of the Supreme Person of the Godhead, Krishna. So, without understanding that first canto, second canto, you cannot go to the 10th canto. We are all suffering in the modes of material nature, and we have so many bad qualities. We are suffering and we are struggling to chant Hare Krishna mantra itself also. How can we understand the great personality of the Srimad Radha? That's why Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, even though they wrote many books, but they did not give for all of us. Vitagda Madhava, Lalita Madhava, all these books they did not give. Rupa Goswami specifically for neophyte, he gave the nectar of instructions. In the nectar of instructions, there is 11th verses. In the first verse, Vacho Vegam, Manaso Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udaropastha Vegam, Etan Vegan, Yo Visayate Dira, Sarvam Apimam Prithvim Sasisyat. If you are not able to control the 6 senses, how can you make others to induce Krishna consciousness? That means just by following the 6 urges, you'll go to the Radha Kund Syam Kund. That is a past tense of Radha Kund Syam Kund. So you are struggling here only, then how can you go to that? So this is how means, so you should not imitate that great personalities. We should just simply follow whatever is given for acharyas, for us actually. That's why Prabhupada very emphasized chant Hare Krishna and follow 4 regulative principles. The follow 4 regulative principles is very difficult for us. Unless we have association of devotees, it is very difficult to follow the 4 regulative principles. So, then what to speak of understanding about all these things? So, that's why Prabhupada gave morning Bhagavad Gita, morning Bhagavatam class and evening Bhagavad Gita classes. This is how. So that slowly people, they can hear. It is chance. Means the pure devotee, they create atmosphere to induce others, means to give others Krishna consciousness. Means what? Not that just um, we should create the atmosphere so that they can hear about these pastimes. They can take the association of a devotees, so that slowly they will advance in spiritual life. That is what actually preaching. Preaching means we should create such an atmosphere so that every day they should come and they should hear, they should chant Hare Krishna mantra, they take association of the devotees. By that slowly they will become purified. Otherwise it's very difficult, because Maya is so strong. Just by going out of association will affected by the modes of material nature, and our all thoughts will again will recap actually. So then come to the normal stage, you have to come to the association of devotees. So that is how Prabhupada here in giving means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's why means to exhibit the qualities by great personalities, they set the example. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he exhibit that such a all the 26 qualities, Krupalu, Akurat, Satyasara, Sama, means is when he is going to Varanasi, then he has to um, um, deal with the Mayavadis, 60,000 Mayavadi sannyasis. That is head of the Mayavad sannyas, Prakashanand Saraswati. So they invited, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not accept it, because he's going for Vrindavan, because he has a mission. So he has a mission to go to that. After that he thought, let me go first mission, then I will think about that. Then while coming, actually, that one Maharashtra Brahmana, he told to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you have to come, because they are criticizing you. So if you are not addressing them, then how then it is possible? Then so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted this Maharashtra Brahmana's request. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and met that all the 60,000 Mayava sannyasis. But when first time he went, he just sat in the where the people wash their feet in the tap. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when sat, Prakasana sir saw, oh, my this sannyasi is there, and his effulgence is coming from this body. How can it is possible that he is just sitting here? So Prakasana Saraswati's heart melted. Immediately he went and he took his hand and he brought the where all the devotees are sat in the stage. Means if pure devotees, if they are great personalities, if they are not accepted all the qualities, it is very difficult to develop the humility and tolerance, all these things. Means that's why pure devotees are required to set the example to others, so that by seeing them, just by associating with them, we will develop all the qualities. Humility is actually, that qualities is not that ordinary, it is a personified personalities. Like Sanatana Goswami is a humility personified. How Sanatana Goswami went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even though he is such a Brahman, he is scholar, he knows everything, but when he went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he just take the grass in the mouth, and he went, he told, I don't know anything, but people are calling Pandit. So how to accept this? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told me such a humility. So similarly with the tolerance, how to we should develop the tolerance, that by seeing, this is also quality in the spiritual world, is a personified. Like by seeing the Draupadi, how she is tolerated, even though the Upapandavas was killed by a Aswadhama. But Arjuna told to no, I will kill that Aswadhama, and he brought. But Draupadi actually is just giving forgiveness to it, because he did not kill that Aswadhama. Why? Because how is if he kill, then his mother will suffer. How I am suffering that my children are gone. So similar way, so she did not actually accept it. She did not kill that Aswadhama. So this is the qualities of great personalities, to learn how this to develop qualities by seeing others. So means they are always observing Krishna, they are always developing that and exhibiting the qualities. By seeing them, actually who can develop. Like Prabhupada is another example, that how Prabhupada is completely perfected. He is staying in Vrindavan Radha Damodar temple by taking darshan to Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. He need not to go to America to preach Krishna consciousness, but the spiritual master order he has to go, and he left that Vrindavan and he went to America, and he has so many difficulties are there, but still he preached Krishna consciousness. Why? That is what Prabhupada is telling here, no? Here he telling to recommended by the sages or neophyte devotees to hear, chant, and get others to hear about the. We should practice. We should induce others to practice. That is next verse is telling. This is our preaching. Preaching means not only one should practice and one should induce others. That is, you can see, that is what our movement is, a preaching movement, not anything. Preaching means educating people. We have to educate people because people doesn't know about all these things, as what is devotion services, how to whom to worship the God, and how to come out from this modes of material nature. These are all things actually it is we have to give others. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he spread chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So because chanting Hare Krishna mantra, it is actually to purify ourselves. By purify ourselves, then we can slowly understand the transcendental matter of the Supreme Person of the Godhead. The same way, means whatever possibility it will be given, whatever possibility to preach Krishna consciousness, we should adapt for that. But like Kali Yuga now, see now in this present situation, it is very difficult. People will not come to temple. People will not come to temple because they are settled in the home and all the duties that they are actually doing. So then we cannot expect then how people has to come to temple. They will not come. But then how we'll sit here? No, we should go out. We should go out and preach Krishna consciousness to induce. That's why so many the book distributions and house programs. These are all things. What is that college program? These are all things. What is that? No, we have to go to people and induce that chanting Hare Krishna mantra. This is not only now started. Already Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas Thakur, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered. They went home to home and they tell the people to chant Hare Krishna mantra. So this is all going on. This is actually. So, but that time actually people are very fast, but now people are become more and more sinful because they all gadgets, technology. This giving so much contamination to the mind. So they are completely absorbed in all the material activities. There is no time to think about actually to what is our goal of life. It is very difficult. Unless they take the association of a sadhu, it is very difficult to understand the himself that what is real goal of life. But people just actually such a ignorance they are going. They are not able to thinking their well wishing also. They are forgetting all these things because the mind is Maya is giving so much engagement for this technology, everything. They are forgetting their self. Even though they comes to temple, they don't. They're just thinking the temple also it's like a park. Here also they are chit chatting and taking photos, not thinking Krishna is there, Lord is there. I came to temple. This is a temple, but they are not recognizing that. Means that consciousness is degrading so much. It is so much. They are not able to think in where I am going. What is that I am doing? I'm seeing people. So it is very difficult. That's what means. Unless we force, we have to force nowadays. Otherwise, force means not that verbally, but we have to tell at least what is are you doing, what is goal of life. These are all actually means now preaching is required so much. Particularly youngsters, they are spoiling like anything because of the gadgets. Very fortunate people, they will hear, they will practice something. That is, of course, you cannot say that is because that is Krishna's mercy will be there somehow or other, or saintly persons association may be there. But so that but most of the people actually, particularly they are women's and boys, are this spoiling that. So um, yeah, that is why Prithamar is setting example that how all great personalities, all the acharyas actually For the rules and regulations for is not for them, it is only for induce others so that they can practice, they'll come to the Krishna consciousness. By that, their life will be successful. Otherwise, it is no hope for them. Mm. So Prabhupada also explaining that means even setting example means even great personalities take so many difficulties. Like for even Krishna also, he accepted the spiritual master. For what purpose? To set the example. For him, it's not required for guru, because all the Vedas is coming from his mouth. Sarvasya cham vriti sannivishtam matta smriti jnana mapona vancham Vedesha sarvam ham veda vedanta kritya vidavacham. Means all the Vedas is coming from mouth. Then what is the need of for him? To set the examples means how it is so important to accept a guru. Without accepting a guru, your life will be not regulated. Your life will be, there is no question of liberation. So it is not only Krishna is setting example, for even Arjuna also. Arjuna, he went, actually Krishna's friend, but Arjuna, his problem is not able to solve. Then he surrendered to Krishna and he accepted Krishna to become a guru so that I can follow. So Krishna teaches the Bhagavad Gita with Arjuna to people so that the whole world can follow actually how Arjuna actually accepted this process and how Arjuna accepts success in his devotion services. So that is great personalities. Even Krishna means they are also setting example. So neophyte should not think, no, what is that differences? They are also chanting, we are also chanting, they are also eating, we are also eating, and though this is again offense. Why? Because their only purpose to preaching and practicing Krishna consciousness to set others. To set others means those who are very conditioned. Those who are conditioned in Kali Yuga, in most of the people is here, there's so much passion and ignorance. So to elevate them, their consciousness, actually they are setting example. So this is how we should take from these lessons. We should chant and we should hear, we should read. Always one should not think I am very advanced, I need not to follow anything. That is again, it is a fall. It is a fall down started. So any stage of life, the rules and regulations is that's what Prabhupada is mentioning in this verse. Any stage of life, one should execute a devotion service. One should do his duties. If that is lack of the duties, then there is a problem. So there, of course, this Prithu Maharaj is a Saktyavesa avatar, but great personalities, that is different. But ordinary, we should never think that I am advanced and I need not to follow all these things. So first we should give preference to the sadhana. If our sadhana is not proper way, it is very difficult to give Krishna consciousness to others. Because first you should be pure. If you are not pure, then that pure things will not go to others. Like there is one story that one Mataji went to his guru. So the Mataji told to Guru, my dear Guru Maharaj, my son, he takes so many sweets. I don't know how to control him because he's not able to listen my words. Then spiritual master told, he told, you come next week, I will give one mantra. So that Mataji told, that mantra you now give, today you should give, why the next week? You don't know next week we will leave or not. No, you come next week, I will give that mantra. Then Mataji, okay. Then after 1 week, Mataji went to his son, to Guru, and Guru told to his son, from today onwards, you should not eat any sweets. Then that son, from next day onwards, he stopped all the sweets. Then his mother stunned, how it is possible? Just he told, he did not give any mantra. He just told, what is that? From today onwards, you should not eat any sweets. Then that mother that went to spiritual master and asked her, how it is possible? In the first week I came, you can tell no, don't take sweets. But you can told to next week to come and same matter you can tell. But that Guru told, because I am also eating sweets, that's what I stopped last week, that's what I gave to your son. So even it is very small example, but it is really that is means and I heard this example. That's what Rupa Goswami gave the nectar of instructions. But neophyte devotees, one must follow this all these urges, the body. Unless we purified that one, then it is not. It is very difficult to follow others also. We have to, that's why we have to chant Hare Krishna mantra. We have to follow four regulative principles very strictly, with honestly, and we can tell others no. Immediately they will accept. But if we are not doing, we are not reading any books, we are not hearing anything, but we tell no, you come to temple and read Prabhupada books and follow four regulative principles, that it is very difficult. That's why many people will not accept. It is required, means one sense it is required, it is purity. Purity is the force, Prabhupada told, no? When you have a purity, then it will be forced upon, so that they will accept and they will follow all the rules and regulations. Otherwise, it is difficult, because Kali Yuga, it is very difficult. So that's what it means. We should imbibe the qualities, whatever that is Prabhupada given. First we should practice, and we should develop all the qualities. Then, if you give others, that will be possible. Even though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Yara Deka Taro ko Krishna Upadesh, you know Krishna Tattva, but still, if the sadhana is not good, then Upadesam it is difficult for that. So, first we should be careful for us to how to practice, and we should be always in the take association of devotees, and practice very sincerely, strong. Then we can induce others, because our movement is a preaching movement. We have to induce others to hear and chant, and most of the time you have to create atmosphere so that they can hear all these the topics of the Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. By that hearing, what will happen? No, they slowly they will come to platform of a devotion service. They will give up all bad habits, and they will come to take up association of a devotees. That is the first one. Ato Shraddha Sata Sadhu Sangha. A implicit faith, little bit faith, it is sufficient to take the association of a devotees. If you take the association of a devotees, then automatically everything will go on. Tata Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivrutti, then Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema, it will all automatically go. Because association of a devotees is very important. It's very important. So that you will be able to practice. Alone you cannot practice. That is impossible. Many devotees knows, particularly Grosthas, they are very suffering. They are struggling in the home to control wife and control children. But unless they take association of a devotees, no, they cannot practice in the home also. That is, I am seeing that Grostha devotees, how they are struggling. So it's difficult, because the association is important. So association is not that always be in the association. We should hear from a pure devotee morning and evening, read scriptures, discuss with others. This is what association. Association not just be in the association of devotees. Association means to hear more and more and discuss with others and read these chapters. By slowly, for that actually our mind will be purified. So that we will practice, we will be happy, and we can give others also. That is what actually. That is what Prabhupada is explaining in this verse. So we'll stop here. Anything, comments, any criticism? A very nice principles Prabhupada wrote in this chapter. Okay, Hare Krishna. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.